You're listening to the Gentleman's Corner podcast, where two men are on a quest to rule the world. Tune in every Monday for a new episode.
Oh, I see we're recording. Wasn't even ready.
Starting hot.
Look
and
at
spicy.
that. I know I'm even a little late with the video. So I just hit record. So it's missing about 2 seconds, and that's okay.
Yeah, thought I'd just spring it up on you.
That's nice. That's nice. I was just having a lovely chat with him, trying to figure out life for him, giving him good advice. And this is what he does. We'd bring it on the show, but I don't feel like it would suit. I don't feel like it would suit the mood.
No, we're going to try to get good moods in here.
So if you're all wondering what I'm drinking today, it's not my usual. I am drinking something fairly sweet. Strawberry lemonade Moosehead Rattler.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's sweet. I don't usually drink these fruity beers, but it's pretty good. Got to adjust my mic here. You didn't even give me time. I was like, oh, geez, I got to get Audacity running as a backup. And I was like, fuck it.
Well, the second you said that, I'm like, okay, recording.
Recording. Oh, when I said fuck it. Yeah, that's okay. Man. You know, what do you use as a search page? You use Google, right?
I use Google Chrome, and then I use, what's it called? Give me a sec. I forgot the name of it. The DuckDuckGo.
Oh, I think I suggested that.
You did, and I've been using it since. I still use Google when I want quick searches. That DuckDuckGo is just kind of old school, but when I don't want random ads, that's my go-to.
No, that's fair. I know I was okay. So when it comes to my own privacy, I don't really have much of anything to hide. But actually, no, I have lots to hide. But no, I don't really have much to hide. But when it comes to privacy, I always felt that was always a big need of mine, and always a big. I always found that a big deal when privacy wasn't being kept and your information was being sold, making them profit, and of course, you make nothing out of it. Right? It's not really a fair transaction.
Yeah.
They steal your algorithm, your habits, and all that kind of other crap, and they sell it and they profit off you. So you lose money, if anything.
Hey, but that profit goes to making the process better and the program better. So, that's just the way it goes right now.
I think there's a better balance than taking privacy away. I don't think it's worth it. Like, I understand where you're coming up with that. I think there's other ways that they've made money that they can just continue that way. I just don't feel like it needs to be invading my privacy for it.
Well, sometimes, let's say I have my phone with me and like I'm not using GPS or anything, and I go to a restaurant, for example, and I come back home, I get a notification from Google, like, how was this restaurant like rated on Google? So I'm pretty much being followed. Like, it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, well, you're always being followed, but there's like that's the whole point, right? Like, try to limit the amount. Like, I think what you're trying to say is, well, I'm already on the little wave. I might as well go on the big wave.
Yeah.
You might as well drink the whole Kool-Aid, not just a little bit of the Kool-Aid.
Yep.
I've heard that expression quite a bit. Yep. So what I've been using DuckDuckGo as my search browser for quite a while. We're not sponsored by them. We wish we were. But I've used a lot of different programs. So currently, I actually use Microsoft Edge.
Oh,
so
I think that's going to be canceled soon, isn't it?
So the old one, like, here, I got to type it in here. Like, I don't use... Okay. Mike. Trying to find it here. Fuck, what is this web browser called? I just started using it. I've used Safari, of course, not on my Windows computer. I like Safari for my Apple, but I don't use that anymore. Google Chrome, I always found ate up a lot of data, so it was quite slow. And I used Firefox for a while. That was interesting to use, and kind of their whole motto of keeping your privacy and stuff like that. That was always really nice and appealing to me, especially for someone that uses DuckDuckGo. But I do use Google on occasion because there's certain things I want to search up that are more exact detail of what I want. So I do use Google on occasion. And I have a Google account. My Google account is so old, and I might have mentioned this before. My Google account is so old that my YouTube account is actually a Hotmail.
That's funny.
Not a Gmail. So, because at the time, Google and YouTube were very much separated. So my Google account and my YouTube account, well, I made them one and the same with the email, and it kind of worked out that way, surprisingly. I'm not sure how rare that is out there, but I'm pretty sure if you make a YouTube account, you have to make a Gmail account.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is now.
Yes,
I believe.
I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like any Microsoft account, you make a Hotmail account, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I've been using it's the new Microsoft Edge, like not the one that's dying. This is the one that's been improved. It's driving me mad. I think it's just Edge.
I think so.
It's Microsoft Edge, but it's the new one with the new swirly symbol. Like if you type it in, you'll see the old E. That's not what I use. I use like the swirly symbol now. So
very good, very good.
Yeah, very good. But I've been using them now, and I find it's very snappy, very fast, and haven't had any problems with it at all. And I only ask that because there's so many different programs you can use out there, and I personally like that, and using DuckDuckGo as a search browser. And it's kind of nice that you can actually mix it for one or the other. So yeah. Oh, there's another good indie game out. You ever heard of Mortal Shells? Mortal Shell?
No, I have not.
No, you have not. Do you play a lot of indie games?
I can't say I remember the last time I played one.
Oh my. Well, you play more on computer or PS4?
I play more on Life at the moment. But actually I have been getting into the PS4 a little more now. I'm having like 5 days off, which is the most I've had since forever.
Who the hell gave you that?
Yeah,
I got to talk to your manager.
So
I have to talk to your supervisor. God damn it!
Yeah. Okay, Karen.
Yeah. Okay, Karen. Yeah. Yeah. You are talking to the supervisor. Ah! Give me the regional manager.
Did you see the video of? I don't know if it was real or fake, but it was on Facebook, and it was about this girl or lady. She went into a gas station or a convenience store with her mask, and it was cut out of the mouth. And the guy at the desk, he's like,
nice mask.
Yeah, he's like, nice mask, but I see you made a modification. And she's like, yeah, I find it hard to breathe with this on, but it's mandatory, so I guess. And he videotaped her and posted it. And then she came in and she's like, I want to speak to your manager. You can't do this and that. I'm pretty sure it was fake. It was very extra.
Oh, and, was it?
Yeah. He's like, you're talking to the manager. And he's like, I want to talk to your manager. And then Buddy comes out the back and she goes through the whole lawsuit and then brings a paper in and like throws a job application. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little extra.
Yeah.
I would say that is fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Man, that's quite a bit extra. I wonder, it's kind of funny. I've had that scenario being in kind of like a leadership, well, being a supervisor. People come up and they just say no to my employees about certain rules. I had this one guy where I worked, you couldn't have a backpack on. And I'm not going to go into details of why, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, why the fuck can you have a backpack?
Bombs.
There's reasons. We have reasons, and they're legit, and we have many, many reports of why we don't have backpacks where I work.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, this guy has a backpack, comes in. He's a photographer for an event we're having. I tell my employee, please go remind him he can't have a bag. She goes out. Sir, you can't have a bag. He's in total denial, does not want to listen to her. She calls me back and says he's ignoring me. I'm like, well, make sure you grab his attention if he's hard of hearing, because clearly he's just being a dick. So, anyways, grabs his attention and he says, I want to speak to the manager. And of course, the supervisor on there, and manager's gone for the day. I go out there and deal with it. I go out there and I was like, hey, sir, you can't have a backpack on. I'm really sorry. This is company policy. We can't let you in. And he's like, well, I'm the photographer. I'm paid to be here and I need this bag. I'm like, that's no problem to have the bag. You just can't have it on your back. And then all of a sudden, he waits a second and he's like, I have a medical condition. I have a knee problem.
Oh my God.
I cannot carry this bag. And in my head, I was like, wow, he's playing a hard game, because, you know, in the world of customer service and dealing with the public, I could say I'm at a dilemma at this point. I could stick to my guns and tell them it's company policy. You can't come in. Too bad, so sad. But the issue of that is, you know, they hired this photographer to be there. It's probably not going to look good on me. So I tell the guy, I was like, well, sounds good. I'll tell you what we can do. I can help you carry the bag down there. And then he gets in a big uproar. He's like, I don't want you holding my bag. It has very sensitive and valuable stuff in there. Blah, 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 blah. He starts getting red in the face. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I give him a slight smile after he's done. And I tell him, I'll tell you what. I'll go get a cart and you can push the bag on it. And then he went off again, and he's like, don't get it, don't get the thing, blah blah blah, I'll carry it down, and just loses his mind. And he literally starts walking. I walk away, and then my employee calls me back. He put the bag on his back. And at that point I was like, man, this guy's pretty determined. So I go and see him about, I think, like 10 minutes later, because he puts the bag on his back. He walks down, he puts it in a corner, and he does his job. And at the end of the night, I see him. I wait for him at the end of the hallway. I could have left like 15 minutes prior, but I chose not to, because I wanted to wait for this guy and I wanted to say goodbye and remind him of the rules. But surprisingly, get this, he apologizes to me at the end. So that was really interesting. He apologized. He said he had a really rough day, and he did have his bag on his back. And I knew he did. I just wasn't going to go pester him again about it, because at that point, you know, it wasn't really worth it. Is the outcome going to be worth it if I go bug him again in front of the public?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where we were, there was no one there, so him huffing and puffing and roaring at me, no one heard it except my employee and myself. So, and I don't personally care. I'm a little witty. Probably not a good thing. But he apologized, told me about his day. He had a really rough day. Not gonna like go in details about his like personal life that he thought he should tell me, which is fine. Because I've had that incident happen more often than it probably, I won't say should have, because if people felt the need that they needed to tell me and it makes them feel better, that's fine. I've been told I've had maybe that kind of vibe of trust, I suppose.
I don't know. You got a pretty creepy vibe to me.
I got a creepy vibe. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, so that was a little weird, but I didn't mention the rules again. I didn't mention about his bag on his back. I thought if I do that, I'm just going to be a dick. He apologized, whatever. We went about our day. So anyways, kind of interesting. I've been in that kind of scenario where they ask for the manager, supervisor, whatever, and dealing with that scenario of just denying him, and him practically trying to find excuses and more excuses for everything I'm giving him. So he was clearly lying. He didn't apologize for the lie, but he just apologized for his behavior. So it's not like at that point I'm going to bring up, so how'd you hurt your knee? Like, he didn't actually hurt his knee.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a medical condition, but he could, but I really doubt it. Have you ever dealt with something like that? You were a supervisor.
Yep. I've dealt with grumpy people. But you know how it is. You're having a bad day and things come out of you that usually don't. So you kind of take it with a grain of salt.
I've been, I've had rough days, and I come into work and people give me rough days by making it worse. Surprisingly, I've never lashed out. I'm very thankful for that. Although it's not like I have a huge temper. Not even sure. I don't know. I'm not going to judge myself because I'll be the most biased person against myself. But I've had rough days, and when people give me a really hard time, I usually take it with a grain of salt because of the fact that I'm having a shitty day. This person's probably having a shitty day.
Oh yeah.
But there's one thing I can't take when I'm having a bad day. Is when my other employees, not even my employees, just employees I work with, give me a really shitty attitude. Especially if I'm just doing my job, or because they just feel the need to be, I guess they want to feel that fulfillment of I'm in command. I've worked with people like that, and they're not in charge of me, but they feel the need to really make it very assertive that they want to be, or not want to be in charge, that they want to act like they're in charge, that they know more than you and stuff like that. They're really stuck up.
Yeah.
And this was a while ago. I wasn't a supervisor at this point. I was just leading up to the role. I worked with the lady. I'll say your first name, Jessica. So if you're out there and you're listening, you probably know who I'm talking about. You. I was working an event. I was doing my job. I was asked to help set up. So I started setting up stuff. And the problem was with that, she wasn't doing any of it. I was the only one with one of my other employees doing it. And it's not our job. And I'm sure you know how that feels.
Yep.
So, anyways, we're doing that. And we're starting to sweat. She's rushing us, and I'm getting a little upset because she's not doing anything. And she has her employee off doing something else that I don't even think was her job either. But anyways, they were setting up a bar, I believe. And she literally threw this cover thing that goes over tables, and it hit me right in the face. And that's when I finally blew. Because that whole time, I know it's not a great story I'm explaining, but the whole time she was rushing me, telling me I'm doing it wrong. I don't want it there. Can you move it here? And she's not helping at all physically. She's just constantly telling me what to do. She's not really being a good leader in that kind of respect. Especially, it was very disrespectful. And she threw that rag. It hit me in the face. And I stood up, I threw it on the ground, and I told her, this isn't my job. I'm not going to help you anymore because you're being very rude. And I walk away. And I'm surprised I didn't swear at her. Oh, I think I know what finally. I know what blew me off. Or fuck. I knew what blew me off. I knew what
Yeah.
blew me off. I knew it. I knew it. What blew my top, which isn't fucking any better. Jesus Christ, I'm digging a fucking hole here.
Yeah.
What made me mad, and I remember, is I did some service, and anyways, she said I thought all military guys were fast and efficient when they work, and then she threw it
Ooh.
in my face. And that's when I blew my top, and I said what I said, and I went back. I sat in the office. I told the other employee, or the one I was kind of in charge, I told her, don't help her anymore tonight. Don't help with teardown. Don't help with anything. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. And anyways, it never got done till super late at night, and that's fine. I didn't really care because I wasn't going to get in trouble the next day if it was all there. So,
No, that's
anyways, that I think I might have told you that story in person.
You might have to an extent, but I
Yeah.
don't think I got the full story.
Yeah, that was fairly early on when I started. But yeah. Any any stories you've dealt with, like over commanding people?
A little bit, I guess, but nothing as crazy. Or at
Nothing
least
is.
not in my perspective. I can't really pinpoint.
I know we don't like talking about like our military past.
No.
No, that's fair. I'm sure like we're not gonna really, we don't like talking about it too much. We haven't done much of anything. We've been in, I don't know, a couple of years.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple more, I'm not saying, but but
Between 1 and 50 years.
yeah, 1 to 50 years. Yeah. And some of us longer than we should be.
Definitely.
And we're certainly you know, I that's another big thing I hear from people, and I finally have a good response for people for it. A lot of people come up to me whenever I am in uniform and they say, "Thank you for your service." And I'm not taking any credit at all. I haven't been anywhere in the world except my own country. So I certainly can't take too much credit, but I always tell them, "Thank you for your support."
Yeah.
That's a good comeback, and that's something for you to keep in mind too.
She's like, yeah, I know. Give me some free coffee.
Give you some free coffee. We do get free coffee once a year.
Man, so there's this I don't know if he's homeless or whatnot, but he stands at that intersection uptown.
Oh God, yes.
But he's always so happy. Like we were at the red light and he just had a sign that says like have a good Sunday. And like he came to the car, he like just talked about his day. He's like, I think I'm done here. I might go grab some breakfast. Like I don't know if he was homeless. Like we just got some Dairy Queen, so I wanted to be like, do you want a chicken strip wrap or whatever? But he was just being a good sport. So I feel like if he's kind of not sticking to the stigma of like just sitting down and like, you know, have some change. Like he's actually putting some work into it.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I know. I appreciate it. I'm more likely to give you whatever change I have, because I don't know many people that actually even carry change on them or cash. That's a big thing too. I had a guy at a different city. Any change, man? I said, sorry, man, don't carry any cash. I can take an e-transfer. I was like, man, you and me both.
I've gotten people food before because I feel like it's a little more beneficial, so they can't spend it on smokes or whatever. But if that gets them through the day, I guess to you.
I did that once, and I had a really bad experience.
Really?
There was a guy underneath the bridge here, and I saw him, so I went to Wendy's and I got him a burger and fries and a pop, and I brought it to him, and he told me to fuck off.
Oh, that's
rude.
So
I'm not sure. Maybe he was on something. He was really aggressive, but he certainly wasn't going to take it. So I took it. I ate it. Didn't give a shit. But I kind of gave a shit, but Like it really ruined the experience for me of getting them something. The only other time I've given them like something physical, I've given a couple of them coffee. They usually always take coffee.
Yeah.
Like I go to Timmy's. I remember one guy. I knew who he was because I ran into him here and there, and I've had good conversations with him because he has a dog he brings with him. Cute puppers. He's explained himself. He's pretty honest. Well, his name's Kevin, and out of all the names, his name's Kevin, and he has a dog. He has a place to go. He's not like actually homeless, but a lot of the time, he's in low income housing, and the reason why he can't work was because of an old mining injury.
That's
he could be lying. I don't know, but I've heard him tell this story to others that ask. And he always makes it very clear. He's like, I appreciate whatever you can give. I do like coffee, by the way. And he's really nice about it. He's not like, I'll take anything. And I really like coffee. He's not very demanding like that. Yeah. And I usually, whenever I come out the drive-through, I do see him standing at the end there. And I'm assuming other people know him and they'd get him coffee. Or they get him a donut or something or a bagel.
50 coffees by the end of the day.
50 coffees at the end of the day. So he's quite nice. He says he's trying to find work and he's working with the province to help him find work. I'm not really sure of the whole process. Thankfully, I don't know the process, but he's at least truthful, and that's what I really appreciated about it, and why I still give him coffee here and there and a bagel if I see him. So. That's the good story about it. Like I gave a burger and fries a pop. The guy told me fuck off. That was a bad time. But I've also had good experiences.
Man, do you know what I really miss?
What?
Our chili days.
Yeah, we used to go to Tim's like every week.
Yeah,
we chat for hours.
Yeah,
look at us now
and talk.
We're chatting now on virtual world.
Pretty much.
Stupid COVID. We gotta, we gotta meet up. You and your night shift bullshit.
Well, if I'm going to change my shifts around, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, well, I guess I better make sure of that. I think people are like figuring that out anyways. Us and our couple viewers.
Yeah, he if you don't know, Kyle likes to be the Karen, and he calls in acting as my grandmother and makes complaints that I need to take care of my grandmother so I get better shifts.
It's funny how the dynamic works between you and I with that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah, we used to have a lot of chili. What we experienced, I think our last chili date would have been, it was at Wendy's because we were trying Wendy's chili. Yes. You said you tried it one day.
No, Tim Hortons was out. So we're like, well, Wendy's has chili, so let's try that.
We had that problem constantly.
Yeah, we had to drive all around the city to get some Timmy's chili.
I remember we went, I think to 4 of them, and I think the 4th one had it because there's like 2 uptown. We went to both of those, and then we went downtown, and then there's 2 downtown, and I think one of them had it, but we had to go to like where the big Frex ground is.
Yeah.
Which is like just a big stadium that's used for multiple things that are just all rented. Anyways, we went to 4 places, but Wendy's, we tried it there because we didn't want to go searching all around, I think. And it's absolutely wonderful.
But they have no buns. I remember we were like, we just got a bowl of chili and we're like, no buns. Well, and then they just gave us burger buns.
They gave us burger buns and they didn't charge us because I think we went up afterwards. Hey, do you have any buns? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like bread. And like, they look at me weird and they're just like, okay. And they give us 2 burger buns and it was free of charge. So they're like, here's some buns. I'm like, thanks. That's not really what I meant, but that's cool. Because, they clearly don't have any other bread product.
Oh, who eats chili without a nice bun?
Oh my god. That's so
Animals.
funny. Animals, man. Animals. That's actually really funny. It's funny to think about.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's another good story of ours. Oh jeez.
Ugh.
Is it about that time?
I don't know. I've kind of lost time with how long we've been recording here.
I know. I think we're at about 30 minutes.
Yep.
If I take a
think
lucky guess.
Our last episode was roughly that.
Yep. I think this is a better time than ever. We'll end it here. I'll finish my drink and you say goodbye.
Well, thank you once again. This is episode 13 or 14, I believe, or 12. I'm losing track of time here. But we're slowly, well,
I'm
geez,
done. You
Kyle,
can keep
excuse
going.
yourself. Nice.
I'm just going to throw up. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully energy's boosting a bit. We're getting a little bit more sleep, more time to enjoy life. I'm having a bunch of days off, which is great.
Nice.
And we'll keep going at it.
See ya.